friends. Hi,
Hello.
friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Witching Hour.
This is the witching hour. This is the
It's
Feel Good Friday witching hour.
Okay, so real quick, uh, where did Feel Good Friday come from? Before we introduce ourselves, just tell them how you came up with this idea.
There's so much bullshit going on in the world right now that I was like, well, we're always being bombarded with that. And I feel like we need some good feels, especially at the end of the
Yes,
week, heading
yes, I
into the
love that.
weekend. So I was like, hey, what if we do this?
Yep,
And if you guys have suggestions for our other lives, because we're planning on doing 2 other ones during the week,
the three all week.
for a total of 3. Let us know because we love the theme. I think it makes it fun for all of us.
Absolutely. All right, introduce yourself. Let's do this.
I am Ayana Madrone. I am a witch and a lot of other things. An author, a mama to a little 3.5-year-old. I am a soil scientist, a yoga teacher, a former cult member of a Pentecostal evangelical cult. I am deprogrammed, and I guess you could call me a green witch and a kitchen witch
And a
and
hedge
a
witch. You're definitely
all of the
hedge.
different kinds of witches,
Hedgy.
really. Like an intuitive witch. So all of the witchcraft, just different things at different points. And this is my bestie.
Hi, I'm Grey Galaxie. I'm also a witch. I've took me a long time to figure it out, but I've settled on cosmic witch or chaos
Hmm.
witch because again, I'm a little bit of everything except for kitchen witch. I've tried. I can't. I it's not for me. You make the food, baby, and I will eat it and it will be delicious. We've also
we're
decided that
we're
someday
yeah,
someday
we're a
we're
match
gonna
made
have
in
an out
heaven.
right? Well, someday we're gonna have an outdoor kitchen and I'm gonna get to smoke weed while I watch her cook me food. It's gonna be amazing. Okay. And I write about politics and astrology and how they come together and how there's patterns. And I also do some personal stuff, basically whatever I feel like writing about because I'm kind of chaotic. I am a
Yep,
mother, I am a wife, I am a daughter, I'm a singer. And I love crystals. And we brought crystals and drinks today to talk to you guys about. What are you drinking,
we sure
Ayana?
did.
What are you drinking?
Oh, lemon water with
Lemon
some
water.
creatine and salt, but it has intention stirred in, so it's actually magical sticky water.
I love that. You actually taught me sticky water. I wasn't doing that. So Ayana taught me to wake my water up. I whisper to it and give it intentions, and ask it to do stuff. So today I'm drinking coffee, which is not to be, not surprising at all. I did already have my sticky water for the day, but I still stir my coffee clockwise and ask it to bring me what I'm looking for, energy, presence of mind, just help,
Hmm.
help me feel awesome. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm drinking today. Now you brought a crystal, right? What crystal did you bring?
Oh, sure did. Well, it's just a tiny one.
I told her you could murder somebody with that.
Literally.
I like it. It
This
matches your shirt too. It matches your shirt. It's a vibe.
it's
It's a
like an
vibe.
award.
It's like a reward. Tell me about it. What is it?
So this is a golden healer, and
Ooh,
it's quartz with natural iron oxide inclusions, and which gives it that kind of warm gold color that you see.
gorgeous.
So all of them can kind of look a little different. I have like a little palm stone one over here actually that has a lot more of
Oh,
the iron. So it almost looks like just
beautiful.
like a piece of
It is
citrine,
so
but it's a
gorgeous.
golden
Yeah, it does
healer.
look like citrine a little bit for sure.
And this baby is known as the master healer. So if you're
Ooh.
going on a healing journey, this might be a good one to have around. It kind of combines the quartz energy and then is amplified with the iron, which is very grounding. So you have like healing and grounding, which is perfect. And then it's linked to your solar chakra, which I'm assuming you could probably like tell from the color of
The
it,
color. Yeah,
which is great for clearing blockages, emotional healing, and having clarity. So
I
it's
love
it's an
that.
awesome one to kind of help move heaviness, which I've been feeling a lot of this week. Just like really heavy energy, kind of
Oh, girl.
repressed feelings.
We're gonna get
And so
into
I'm like,
it.
let's bring the sunshine.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I have fluorites and I did a combo. So fluorite comes in many colors. It can go from clear, like the quartz deposits, and then it also has green and purple that will run through it. You can also find blue
Mm,
fluorite as well. It's less present or less abundant.
mhm,
But what I love about fluoride is mental clarity. When you're looking for something that's going to help you for discernment, mental clarity, or like
mhm.
mental exhaustion, which is what I'm
A thing.
feeling. Yes,
Yeah,
and then also because I do political work a lot, fluorite works because the game they're playing is Gish Gallop, a lot of news flooding the scene, and it can be very confusing what to focus on. So I use this for
yeah,
discernment in my readings as well. So
that's
I know,
awesome.
right? Hold on, let me be a unicorn real quick. All right, if you're in the chat and you're with us now, what are you drinking right now? And if you have a crystal near you or wish you had a crystal near you, which one would you be
What would it
using?
be?
Oh, also, I
Oh,
have
which one
my
of these 2 are you most drawn to?
yeah, do you feel I have
Today.
this one too. I want to show you. It's called a Sri Lankan rainbow moonstone, which is really just white
So pretty.
labradorite. And I've had it. I wear it always, wearing it on my middle finger. It offers me um discernment. It offers me
Mm,
empathy. It's running through my heart line. It's on my left hand. It is, and my left hand is my receiving hand. Personally, I receive from my left.
mhm.
And
Me
we can
too.
talk about that on another video if you need to. We can do another. Maybe next week we'll talk about receiving, right?
Ooh,
But yeah. So what
yes.
you guys doing? Moonstone. Thank you, Stacey. Right? Is that Stacey?
Ooh,
Ann? That's beautiful. Hi, Greta. I see you.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm a big fluorite girl. But honestly, I had like 16 towers here. I was trying to figure out what I was gonna
Water
do.
with Celtic sea
Yes,
salt, Roberta. I
Roberta
love
gets
it.
it. Roberta gets it.
Yep.
She feels me. Hi, Phyllis. I love the name Rowan.
Yeah.
That's a cool last name.
I do
I love when I
too.
see my regular readers in here, like Greta. I love when I my favorite thing is when you close the live down and you send the email out, it tells you the top like 3 to 5 people that were in the
Mm,
live the whole time. And it's
yeah.
always the same 3 to 5 people who are so
Mhm.
supportive. I appreciate you guys. All right. Now we wanted to move real quick into the next section. And it's going to be a regular thing here on Feel Good Fridays where Ayana is going to kind of lead us through a grounding exercise that we can do now together and then on your own throughout the week when you're feeling whatever you're feeling. So we're going to go ahead and start that whenever you're ready, darling.
Okay. So, if you guys feel comfortable, we're going to start with a little bit of breath work. And you can keep your eyes open or close them. But just kind of either sit up tall wherever you are and put your feet on the floor. Or if you're laying down, then just lay down and relax as much
Hi,
as you
Dana.
can and focus your energy on your breath. Hi, Dana. So we're going to just sit here for a moment. I'm going to close my eyes so I can focus on what I'm
We're both going to
sharing with
close
you.
our eyes.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
whatever we need to
here we
do.
go.
Love you too. Um, okay, so let's close our eyes for a second. You can just rest your hands in your lap if you're sitting. And like I said, put your feet flat on the floor. We're just gonna take a moment to settle into the body with some breath work. So we're gonna do an inhale of 4 and then a very slow exhale of 6. And we'll repeat that for 6 times. And you can do it at your own pace. So I will kind of start with the counting and then you can follow or not and be done when you're done. So let's start. Let's inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just keep going. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale fully.
Oh, that's delightful.
Beautiful. Okay,
That's
now we're gonna
delightful.
do just a little bit of a body scan, starting with your head. So keep your eyes closed or just kind of, slightly out of focus. Relax them. And we're gonna just send a little energy, a little thought to the headspace. And without any judgment, just kind of observe what you're feeling there. Maybe there's tightness. Maybe it's all over or it's in one place in particular. And without any judgment, just observe what you're feeling and let that observation kind of travel with you now down to your eyes. Do they feel like you've been straining them today? Are they feeling relaxed? Just keep breathing and observing. We don't need to fix anything right now. We're just being present and realizing what's going on in our bodies. And now traveling to your neck and your throat. Does it feel tight? You feel tension on one side or the other. And if you do, you can send your breath into those spaces, allowing them to open and release, but showing them love, no negativity. We're just sending some extra intention. And then coming to your heart space. For many of us, this is an area where we hold a lot of emotion and sometimes tension. It can be a space where we kind of close up and curl into. And maybe you're feeling that today. So as you breathe, allow that breath to release and kind of open that space. Maybe you realize that part of your thoracic area or your chest, your heart space feels particularly tight. And once again, you can send your breath to that area and visualize a golden light, kind of like the golden healer crystal I showed you just moments ago, sending its healing energy to that space. So as you breathe in, it's amplifying, that golden light is growing. And as you breathe out, any darkness or tension is dissolving and transmuting. And now travel that energy, that observation to your belly. Have you been bracing yourself today? Is it sucked in? Is it relaxed? Does it feel like it's been upset lately? What are you feeling right now in this space? And allow yourself to feel it. And if you choose to, you can once again send some of that golden light through your breath, in through the navel, into your abdomen, and allow it to dissolve and transmute the stuck energy there. Beautiful. And now we're going to go into the soles of our feet and really feel them anchored on the ground. Or if you're laying down, just imagine them being planted on the earth. And that from the soles of your feet, you're growing roots down deep into the earth, all the way into Earth's core. And as you inhale, this beautiful lifeblood of the earth This white energy is traveling up those roots, through the soles of your feet, all the way up your spine, through your crown chakra, and back to source. And as you exhale, you are sending any of that stuck energy down into those roots and allowing the earth to compost it and transmute whatever's been hurting you or holding you back. Beautiful. Now just
That was so good.
take one of your hands and place it on your heart center and one on your belly. And we're just going to close with one more intentional breath, fully in and then fully out. Hi, baby. All right. Can you go sit in the other
That
room?
was
You can use this.
delightful.
Go back on the little bed, please. Okay. I love you.
That was so nice. I needed that. Did you guys
Aw.
need that? I needed that.
The
Speaking
life
of
of
golden
the life
healers,
of
your little
having
golden
a
healer
little
daughter.
human around. I know, I love her.
She's a golden healer pillar right there. That's right there. How does that feel? How do you guys feel after that? That was amazing. Here's the deal. Your voice could literally calm me down in any
Oh,
situation. I don't think that I'm being I don't think I'm doing lip service when I say, and I'm sure that the chat would chime in. Um, you should record things like that. I know you've done one before. You should record things like that and do it as often as you feel comfortable. At least one of what you just did. If you put that on
thank
YouTube, I'd
you.
use it. I'd use it. I'd be in there. Although I can
Thank
just like
you.
call your cell phone and tell you, "Hey, do the thing."
Do the thing. Well,
But not
I would
everybody can.
say I recommend, and I haven't made any of them, but there is a technique that a lot of people have been calling, what is it? What are they calling it? I mean, it's yoga nidra,
Right.
but they've kind of taken yoga nidra and given it a different name,
Isn't
kind of
that what we always
alliteration.
do? Right?
But it's essentially deep rest without actually sleeping.
Oh,
So
and that's how you begin to
it's
lucid dream too. So
yeah, it's really powerful. So if you guys have been having issues with sleep or just relaxing in general, which I have, yoga nidra is great. So go look up yoga nidra. There's somebody, I think her name's Allie on YouTube, and she has so many options.
I love that. Greta gets it. Greta's been teaching yoga for 18 years. We love that,
That's
Greta.
amazing.
And then
Yeah.
Kendra says areas of tensions are gone. And yes, Ayana should record. I agree. If we could just get a few
Well,
of
I'm
these
grateful.
recordings, that'd be really great. Hey, put it on your paid, put it under paid stuff. I will pay you for them. Take my money. Okay.
The nice thing
So
is on Substack, I can record audio.
yes, so you could drop something like
So
that we
I could
could
like write an article and record audio for with
make
it.
it so. Make it so.
Make it
Please,
so. Maybe I'll
please and
try and
thank
have
you.
that next week. Yeah.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Yeah.
Oh.
What's interesting is when I first started doing reports, wasn't very good at somatic practices, and like that's
Mm.
something that you're very good at. And so I would like pick your brain about somatic stuff or like breathing exercises. And I would tell people, hey, I'm gonna get back to you once I speak to my somatic expert, is what I would tell them. It's you. You're the somatic expert. If you guys were ever
You have to
waiting,
go through enough to know what works, right?
you have to know, and my
That's
somatic
right.
expert knows what to do. Exactly.
Well, I know this works for me. Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so real quick, I want to invite everybody who's here. If you're not already following Ayana, I would suggest doing so. We are two very best friends, might as well be sisters. We've been sisters in and best friends in many past lives, and we're happy to have found each other again here. And we're using our collective energy to raise the frequency of the current issues that are going on around us. Um,
Hmm.
Ayana is very earthly based. She's got a lot of earth wisdom, earth magic. Don't get me wrong, girl knows the stars too. Okay. Okay. But she is my grounding 7 Capricorn placement best friend. And I am a star sister. My head is in the clouds. I'm
Absolutely.
Aries rising. I'm chaos personified in a good way, I think.
Yes, she
So if
is.
you're interested in learning about stars or politics and how that works together, I'm a great person to follow.
Yes,
And if you're
please follow both of
interested
us.
in learning about soil and earth and kitchen witchery and the crone and the crows and all that other good
Mhm.
stuff, Ayana is for you. So make sure you guys give us a follow, okay? And then one more thing before I move on, I want to let you guys know, and I'm going to talk about this again. And every time I get live, my birthday's on Monday, and I'm doing a
Yes.
subathon where I'm live for 12 hours.
Mhm.
And I'm old. Ooh, my ear's ringing. I accept this message if it's in my highest and greatest good. Thank you. Okay. So I am going to be going live and I'm going to have Lawrence and I'm going to hopefully have Dana and I'm going to have Broom and I'm going to have
And me.
Ayana on. Yes. And I'm going to be doing live readings for my paid followers. So if you come in, I'm pulling cards for you guys. I'm going to be doing crystal bowls. I'm going to be doing just everything, anything and everything for 12 hours. And the goal is to get to 1,000 paid subscribers. And the good news is it's only $20 to subscribe to my publication for an entire year right now. And that is a 60% discount. So please get on that. And then also, Miss Ayana is having a discount right now as well. So you guys need to check that out.
Yeah, 50%
Because
off through
because,
Sunday.
because
So
Ayana is a 7 placement Capricorn who doesn't normally put her work for 50% off. And she is stepping out of her comfort zone, baby. So grab it while you can. We're really proud of her. Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So next, I want to look back at the week. So Feel Good Friday is all about finding ways that we can make ourselves feel better genuinely about what we're going through. And the
Mhm.
best way that I can do that from my perspective is to explain why we felt the way we felt last week
Oh,
and
yes.
validate maybe what you guys went through, maybe some of the things you're feeling. So if you guys are ready for that, I would be very excited to tell you all about it. Let me move over to my sheet.
I'm
So I don't
using
know.
this as an ice
Yes,
bag because
because it's
my
hot. Yeah.
house is way too hot.
All right. So the major astrological story, I'm going to look like I'm reading quite a bit because I'm not using the normal way that I'd be doing things. So just stick with me, okay, guys? Mercury retrograde in Cancer brought unfinished issues involving home, family, memory, care, and emotional security back into focus. So Mars conjunct Uranus and Gemini added sudden malfunctions, electrical problems, communication breakdowns, nervous system overload, and rapid changes. Together, they made the ordinary disruptions feel personal because they interfered with spaces, people, and systems that we rely on to feel safe. Does that
Mhm.
does that register with anybody? Did anybody have some home improvement issues happen last week? Some fights with their family happen? Did your car crap out? Did you have issues with electronics in your home? Did you have issues with communication in your home? Was there something a little bit off about last week? For
Maybe
me,
how you were
yes.
communicating with yourself or feeling internally about yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a big thing going on right now. And I want to tell you guys,
Mhm.
I saw something on TikTok before I go any farther. Washer and AC died. My sister's AC died. Ayana's AC died. Everyone's AC died.
Why? Why in the
The
peak of
AC's
summer?
gone. I saw this thing on TikTok where this girl says that whenever she has a negative thought about herself, she screams out loud, "Guards! Seize them!" And then she imagines guards coming and taking away the negative thoughts.
That's
So I've
awesome.
been doing that all week, but I've been doing it with Alice in Wonderland playing cards from the cartoon. So that's like a
Mm,
little red heart card and a little black spade cards come up and they just beat the shit out of my negative thoughts. It's amazing, you guys. If
that's
you're having that,
wow.
guards,
That's a
seize
great
them.
visual.
I was really good. I liked it a lot. Biggest transit of the week was literally Mercury retrograde Cancer. And that's why you all felt that, right? Lots of
Mhm.
internal for me. Greta, lots of internal for me as well.
Mm.
I was also very, very tired last week, emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted. But when it was time to sleep, I couldn't. And when it wasn't time to sleep, I was. So it was very weird. The timing was off. It felt as if my days and nights were mixed up more than usual. I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
Um, did you experience any of that before I move on, Ayana?
Most of it, yeah. Um, I've been feeling really low energy this week and
Yeah.
just struggling to want to do like the normal routine things
Mhm.
I know are gonna make me feel better.
Yes.
Um, but also feeling just like I would say more elevated emotionally, like more quickly likely to cry, which is weird for me
Which is
because I
very
don't
strange for you.
really do that. I have no problem with crying. I think it's really a beautiful way to release stress. In fact, it's a way you release cortisol from your body
It's
is through your
supposed to happen.
tears.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, but like that's not like my go-to way to process. But I have been crying more this week than usual, so
Yeah.
I'm noticing that. Thanks, Cancer energy.
Appreciate
Um,
it.
I know. And just feeling heaviness, like overall, we've been having a lot more rain here too, so it's just been feeling more of that like heavy, like oh, I want to cuddle and huddle in and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. Just not wanting to do all the things I need to get done. And then our AC broke, so that was fun.
That's delightful. So
But grateful
Mercury,
that we, are here and that we
it,
have the opportunity to have AC because a lot of people
to
don't.
have it. I love that. And I think that that's kind
Mhm.
of like the trick with what we're doing through right now, before we go any farther, is when you feel that feeling of inevitable frustration because the other shoe fucking fell,
Mhm.
the best way to combat that in this very clunky, dense reality is to immediately start counting your blessings. Immediately start talking about to yourself about things that you are so grateful for. And
Yeah.
and it really does release dopamine. It helps lower cortisol. These are signs that the words that you speak affect the chemicals in your mind. And so it's just when you have a chance and you can remember, because we don't always have presence of mind to be like, I'm going to be
Yeah.
grateful. I just got in a car accident. Let me just be grateful. It doesn't happen naturally. You have to want and remember to do that, and it's not
Yeah.
always something we can do.
Well,
So,
I
yeah.
have a little very concise story, but so like I've at different points in my life lived in cars.
Mhm.
Like we finished our undergrad living out of our vehicle. And then like we had set up this whole display garden because we were building a landscape design and construction company together out of nothing, like just asking people for like donated stuff so we could make it for the Portland Home and Garden Show.
Yeah.
And the car we were living in got run over by a piece of equipment that was, like, adjusting the lights.
Oh, I
And
remember you told me that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so, like, in that moment, like, it would be really easy for me to have just been like, "Oh, shit, like, this is the
I
end,
hate this.
right? This is the end." Like, our whole back of our car is falling off, and how are we gonna get it home, let alone, to the home we don't have because we were parking on the side yard of somebody's home by the
Sleep.
freeway to sleep. And so anyways, we just instead of going into that place, I don't know what it was, but in that moment I was just like, "Huh, I wonder what beauty is gonna come from this. I wonder what blessings
Oh, I
come from
love
this."
that.
And it's amazing because from that point, it was just like they had really good insurance. We were able to rent a really awesome truck. And then we had so many clients from that
Actually getting
show,
hit
from
was a
what we
good thing.
created, that it gave us work for the entire year. And then we were able to buy a van and build that out to live out, like just progressively bouncing back further and further. And so
Do
you
you
never
think that
know.
do you think your mind going directly towards gratitude or directly towards that is what maybe programmed the frequency to have it come back to you sooner or faster? Do
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I
Oh,
agree.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't allow any of the energy, the other kind of
Let's
energy.
fucking go. You're such a bad bitch. I love that.
Well, I feel like sometimes when you have so little left to lose, it's easier to do that too because 'cause you're just,
Yeah.
like, already at the bottom, so it's like, "Okay,
I
what are we
mean,
gonna
how much worse
what
could it
great is
fucking
gonna come
get?
from this? Something good has to
Totally.
come from this." Yeah.
Well, and I'm the same way. I also have a concise story I'll tell you guys before I continue. I worked at Victoria's Secret, I was an assistant manager of like a $13 million store, and I was like a size 2. And I've really I have and have I've struggled with an eating disorder for a very long time. And so I was at my rock bottom with that. And I remember being at work and being so stressed and so hungry and so tired and just living off coffee and like cigarettes, basically, just stimulants. And I lost my mind. I did. I had a little bit of what would be considered a nervous breakdown. I know. I'm writing about
Mm.
this right now. I know it as something different called a walk-in. I'm writing about it. I'm sure you guys will read it at some point. But I lost my mind, and I remember being at the lowest part, being in a doctor's office, like physically shaking because I had to go into a doctor's office and tell
Mm.
a male doctor how I felt like I was losing my
Yeah.
mind, and that was very scary for me. And I remember in that moment thinking, It genuinely can't get any worse from here. It can only get better. It can only
Mhm.
get better. And I remember thinking, especially maybe 2 or 3 weeks into my treatment, that there's got to be something that comes from this that's beneficial, because basically my entire life blew up. And then after that, I moved to a different city, got rid of all of my friends, stopped drinking alcohol. I literally stopped struggling with my eating disorder in the way that I was. My brain had rewired, and I started doing social media. And that was the beginning of my TikTok. It was the beginning of my writing. It was the beginning of everything. And I'm so incredibly grateful for that low point. That low point really turned me into a diamond.
Yeah.
I went from coal to a diamond. And there's nothing wrong with coal, but imagine, but look at me glowing over here. Look at me
Yeah.
shining. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well,
And that's
and
what
you
this is about.
attributed it to yourself rather than saying, "Oh, it was this God that did it all for me."
Oh no, I
And
did it.
then
It was
and
me.
then and then put yourself to a religion
Yeah,
that
not
took
for
all
me.
your power
Yes,
once
Derek.
again.
Derek,
And
I love you. Derek calls it grateful, and he spells it with a
it's
gray.
so
And I
cute.
told him I'm going to
Yeah.
trademark that and make T-shirts grateful.
Yes. That's
I
awesome. I
love
love
that.
that.
Yeah. Okay, so that all ties into Mercury retrogrades. Already has a reputation for like missed messages, cross wires, delays, broken devices, and plans that needed 3 revisions. In Cancer, all of that disruption is moved to home, family,
Mm,
memory, emotional safety, and the practical systems that that we rely on every day. This could have shown up for you guys this week through tense conversations with close family, old feelings returning,
mm,
household repairs, appliances acting fucking possessed, internal problems, air conditioners going out, like literally on my list. And then she was like, "My air conditioner went out." My sister's like, "My air conditioner went out," and I'm keeping a list of everything that's broken from
Both of you are
everyone.
Capricorns in your
My
life.
Capricorns are fucking struggling right now.
We're just way too hot right now.
Well, and I think,
Just want to cool down.
Capricorn is the sister sign of Cancer, and so you are in a Cancer. You're activated right now, right?
For sure.
Okay, so it's gonna bring sudden changes, sharp reactions. Well, I'm sorry. Let me move back a little bit. A little bit. Mars and conjunct Uranus and Gemini added electrical charge. So having Mars conjunct Uranus and Gemini was like taking Mercury in retrograde Cancer and plugging it in to a wall. It was like,
Mm,
"Hey, let's do it, but add a little spice." Like,
yeah.
Lord, I don't know if you guys felt that, but that feeling of a buzzing tension that you can't get rid of, that's kind of washes over you, or maybe an anxiety about
Yeah.
nothing,
Mhm.
nothing. You cannot place the anxiety. That is, I always think to myself, if I have anxiety and I can't figure out what it is, I wonder what the sky's doing. And
Mhm.
that's what that was. All of this, though, is paired with Pluto retrograde Aquarius, which is keeping a collective power, collective pressure focused on power, institutions, technology, leadership, and the systems shaping public life. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys saw. I'm going to do a quick thing because this isn't about politics. We're not talking about politics today, but I want to do a quick thing to kind of show you guys. A lot of stuff was revealed this week, specifically in the Democratic Party, and what we're going through right now is the calm or the storm before the bigger storm, if that makes sense.
Mm,
So internally, Pluto and Aquarius has made our systems, like your group, your friend groups. You might have one person in your friend group right now that's really fucking like tweaking out and is like maybe losing their mind a little bit. You might have a brother or a sister or somebody who's not necessarily holding on to reality with the tightest grip right now, but also um, collectively, we have systems where we're looking internally at power and seeing, do we have the best leadership right now? Because if
yeah.
we don't have the best leadership right now in our home, in our collective, in our political, in our socioeconomic, all that, when Pluto retrograde Aquarius goes direct and all of that energy turns outward towards the patriarchy, towards the malicious and nefarious shit that's happening all the time. If we don't have good leadership, we're screwed. And so
Yeah.
we saw the whole grand planner thing come up where everybody was 70 something percent of Maine was voting
Hmm.
for him. People were really upset that somebody came out and made accusations against him, but it was
Hmm.
our chance as the left to be tested to see if we would uphold the same patriarchal standards that the right does with religious men who get caught doing inappropriate things. And
Yeah.
so that you guys saw a macro version of that happen on the news feed with Grand Platter. But all of
Hmm.
us have something like that going on right now. Um, what do
Margaret,
you
I
think?
don't know when the anxiety is supposed to stop.
Someone
I
sent
think
you a text.
we just need to keep doing all of our somatic exercises and
Oh, I know when.
and
I know
and do
when it
our
gets
best.
I know when it gets
But
real. I mean, from if I can be perfectly honest with you guys, uh uh January of next year is when you're going to see it calm down. And January
at
of
least
next
on
year,
some fronts,
I feel
yeah.
like, yeah, on some fronts, you're going to see a very large collective shift. I look forward to January of next year. I'm talking about more with Broom later today. We're talking more specifically about politics. So if you want my
Mhm.
political take on what I'm talking about right now, tune into Broom at 12:15 and I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really
so
cool.
yeah. So yeah, it's actually in a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, I'm going to give you a quick list on the micro. So Ayana suggested that we talk about how this could affect us on a micro level and a macro level. I'm going to give you bullet points and then I'm going to validate you emotionally. Are you prepared for that? I know you want that. So, micro level, home repairs, things breaking, air conditioners, electronics, internet, cars, appliances, family communication became emotionally loaded, old conversations resurfaced, old projects resurfaced, small inconveniences become the last straw, like crying when you normally wouldn't cry, right?
Mhm.
Nervous systems felt overstimulated and desire for home to feel safe again, comfortable again. On a macro level, collectively, rapidly changing headlines and narratives, communication and information remained unstable, institutions continued showing structural weakness, public trust continued eroding, collective questioning of leadership and authority, and pressure on housing, caregiving, and family systems. That all sounds familiar
Mhm.
because that's what the stars did and it outpictured. So I want you guys to know if you felt any of these things or all of these things, you are not alone. Raise your hand. Every time I say something that you felt last week, raise your hand, drop a heart in the chat, drop a raised hand in the chat. But did you feel emotionally exhausted over practical problems that would not normally frustrate you? Did you feel reactive without understanding why? Did you have nostalgia mixed with frustration? Were you wanting security while everything felt unpredictable? Were you carrying more emotional weight than usual? That's me. Over here. Hi, it's me. Okay. Um it's you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not going through it alone. We are going through it together. What do you think, Diana?
I think that's great. Yeah, I think now we should share some good stories, some good
Mhm, mhm,
feeling
mhm.
stories. So we decided as a part of the structure for our Feel Good Fridays that we'd share stories that are very much central to where we're located. So on the micro scale, something really positive that's happening in our home or in our community, and then a macro scale story. So do you want to go first, or
Yeah, I'll
do you
go
want me to?
first.
Okay,
I'll
go
do it.
for it.
So my feel good story is from St. Mary. It's a basilica. It's a Catholic church, which is very strange for a witch to be giving you a feel good Friday from a Catholic church, but stick with me, okay? So conservators were doing what they believed would be a routine restoration. They were repairing age, they were cleaning surfaces, and they were preserving history, is what they said. Then, as they carefully removed layers of paint on the walls, they made an incredible discovery, which is perfectly in line with this week. Um, Hidden beneath decades of renovations was beautiful 24 karat gold laid artwork that nobody realized was even there. It hadn't like disappeared. They had figured, like, they knew that it was part of the church at one point, but they didn't know when it was taken away, when it was gone.
Mm,
And so it had been covered by the passage of time and decisions, a lot of interesting decisions from previous people who were in charge. Um, uh, I like literally couldn't help but think about Mercury retrograde in Cancer because Mercury retrograde has a reputation for delays and miscommunication. But I think we miss one of the greatest gifts that comes from a Mercury retrograde because it asks us to return. It asks
Hmm.
us to revisit, to repair, and to slow down long enough to realize what we've been overlooking, right? So Cancer rules home and emotional foundations, family member, and places where we feel safe. During this retrograde, many of us were cleaning out closets. I know I was, fixing things around the house, revisiting old conversations, repairing relationships or friendships, confronting memories where they thought that they had, like that you thought you'd already worked through. And
Hmm.
sometimes that can feel really frustrating, but the story reminds me why that work matters. And it's because when you restore an old building, you aren't just fixing cracks on the wall. Sometimes you're uncovering gold. And I think the
Hmm.
same thing happens inside of us when we choose to restore ourselves. When we do the inner work and when we return to old wounds with more wisdom than we had before, when we clean out our emotional rooms that we've been avoiding, and when we sometimes discover that the very thing we've been searching for is beneath the layers, our confidence, our joy, our creativity, our voice, our worth. Mercury retrograde isn't asking us to go backwards. Sometimes it's asking us to uncover what we buried beneath years of survival, expectation,
Hmm.
and simply forgetting who we were in the process. I love this story because it reminds me that restoration doesn't just repair what's been damaged. Sometimes restoration reveals the gold that's been waiting underneath all along. So that's
That's
my
beautiful.
feel good story of the week. Your turn.
Love it. So my macro scale story is actually from January. So I know it's not super recent, but
Feels
I don't
good
know
though.
if
Let's do it.
very many people have heard about it. So the High Seas Treaty officially entered into force on January 17th of 2026. After nearly 20 years of negotiation, only 83 countries have ratified it. It's the first ever legal framework for the high seas, two-thirds of the ocean that lies beyond any single nation's control, finally allowing marine life protected areas to be created there. It's a cornerstone of the global 30 times 30 goal, protecting 30% of the world's oceans by 2030. So
We
I thought this was just such a beautiful story, like especially under this Cancer energy,
Yes,
very
I
much
love that.
connected to the water and the oceans. So I don't know if you knew about that, but there
I had
are
no
good
idea.
things happening too on this
No,
planet,
I had no
thankfully.
idea. I love that.
So even something as vast and ownerless as the ocean, the open sea isn't beyond our care, and it shouldn't be. None of the earth can we actually own. The earth is not ownable. We are protectors of it, right? You're stewards,
100%.
or we're supposed to be.
Yes.
So it's kind of crazy to me that people fight over something that you cannot own.
It's not for
Um,
sale. It's not for
it's not for
sale.
sale. It's not for sale. So yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
I
exciting.
love that. I love that so much. Okay, guys. So we gave you two feel good stories, and now in the chat, we want you to tell us what story made you feel better.
Yeah.
Which one made you feel the most feels? Which one really hit you in the gut? And just so you know, neither of us are sore losers because we both love our stories. So you're fine. But tell us, what do you think? I honestly, while I like my story, when you told me the water one, I was the oceans. Me too, Stacia. I was like, my story's cute and everything, but the oceans are getting safer, and that brings me big joy. Oh, thanks, Lizzie. You know what? I was telling Ayana how much the whales mean to me. Like, because I don't. This is something we can do a whole um this is when we can do a whole podcast on how
Mhm.
whales run energy through the grid. Like they're literally protectors of the ocean and they're running energy for
Yes.
us.
Yep.
Yeah. So like knowing that like we're doing something to protect our protectors feels really good.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and how I think you've spoken on this, and it was in one of my recent articles, but like grandmother whales know the routes in the
Yes.
ocean. And so they actually share that wisdom with the next generations. And it's just
Yes.
such a beautiful alignment with the articles that are right around crone energy and how
I love
important it
that.
is for us to have those stories and the wisdom from previous generations continuing forth. Because it's once it's gone, it's gone,
I love that.
unless they
Okay, well
actually take the time to share.
I think we have a winner. I think the high seas is the winner.
Aw.
Excellent. Excellent work, my friend.
Well,
I
thank
mean,
you.
you've even convinced me. So
It's really funny because it was like you went for the earthy flavor and I went for the
very different. You
the
would have thought.
water.
Yeah, you would have thought that was actually completely different. I love that. Okay, very cute, very
Okay,
cute.
now share your micro scale.
Okay.
What's happening in your community?
So something that I really love right now that's happening in my community is it feels like people are coming together in a way that I've never seen before, and I am
Mm,
and it's not like so in the comments before it feels like people were talking to me. They were saying,
mhm.
"Yes, great. I really like this work," or "Thank you so much for this work," which is wonderful. I'm so grateful. I love praise. I like to be told that I'm a good girl, you know?
For sure,
So
we
I
both
was
love
very,
that.
very grateful for that, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, it feels good.
having hearing and seeing people connect in my
Mm,
comments over conversations that I've started makes me feel as if I've created a place where people feel safe being 100% authentic.
that's the
And
best,
so
yeah.
I think it's really important. I wanted to take a moment to tell myself that I'm proud of myself in front of everybody
Mhm,
for creating a space that my people, my tribe can come to and connect, even if it's not with me. Like there are several people in comments. I know I always know like the same 10 people are going to comment always. But I've been getting comments from other people as well. And I mean, on that note, it's kind of tangential. If you don't comment, that's okay too. I love a silent
mhm,
subscriber. You don't have to comment if you don't want to. That's totally fine. But for me, my community right now, they're holding me in a way that I don't even think they're realizing it by holding each other. I feel
mhm.
like they're holding me through each other, and that feels so good.
When it becomes, like, so much more than you. When
Yes, and that's what
it
I
becomes a
want.
true community where people go to interact, to
Yep,
engage
yep,
together is
yep.
the most beautiful gift, and
Feels the
I
best.
agree.
Feels the
Yeah.
best. I love it. All right,
Alright,
darling.
so what's your story?
For
Do you have
my
a your micro s so your oh, that was your story,
that was
sorry.
my
See,
story.
I'm
Yeah, that
really
was it.
tired.
You're fine, babe. You're
I'm really
fine.
tired and overheated over
You're
here,
okay.
so um, that's yeah, I love that as your micro scale.
A little one
So
for me.
mine is actually about my community here, and
Tell me about it.
I live in Tennessee, and so there's kind of pockets of people who are a little more like us, and then
Mhm.
there's a lot of people who aren't. But our little neighborhood is pretty special, and we all kind of like look out for each other's animals. So there's a lot of like community cats in the neighborhood. And there's this one in particular that's a couple streets down. And his name is, well, we actually didn't know his name. His name is Troy, apparently. But we've been calling him Three Speed for a long time because other people in the community call him Three Speed because he has three legs. And he's
So
this
cute.
old black cat, fluffy black cat. And he's always the sweetest. So he has a little tree that has low limbs that he's able to like hop up into and he sleeps in all day.
I love it.
And so when we go for our evening walk, he'll hop down and start meowing and running to us, which is so sweet. And, anyway, so but this one particular night, a couple nights ago, we were walking up and there's a car parked there. I was like, "What's going on?" And then I walk around and I see there's this older lady, um, who's there and her husband, and they had both brought cat food and they had like little dishes, and there was another
So
neighborhood cat too that was there, and so the guy was helping one of them, and then the woman was helping the other one, and I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet and wonderful that you're doing this." And they're like, "Yeah, this is just kind of something we do. We like to go around every night and look for any cats that might be out that need food and give them some food." And I was like, "That's so amazing, especially because you're not trying to like trap them or take them or whatever." And she's like, "I would never."
aw,
Those are people's cats, you know, like, even though they may not live inside a home, a lot of these cats have a community home
yeah,
where everyone's looking out for them and feeding them, and anyways, it was just such a beautiful thing to see, you know, that kind of
I love it.
energy in our neighborhood and just kinda looking out for each other, and it made me feel like, "Oh, man, like, how else can I do that in my little neighborhood?" So, just a little idea to put out to you guys too, like, it doesn't have to be a big thing, but
No, it
it can
adds
make a
up.
huge difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it adds up. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and just say your story made me feel more, but did you guys felt that, right? Like, that was so freaking sweet. I kind of
Oh,
feel like that's a double
well,
victory for you today, a micro and a
I don't
macro victory.
know, because I feel pretty strongly about your story too. So I don't know if I would say you may have won that one.
I don't know. You guys can tell us in the chat. Did you feel more feels from me or more feels from Ayana? Again, you're not going to hurt our feelings. We're both
Nope,
feeling so much good stuff
they're
right
both.
now.
The whole point is to feel better today.
Well, yeah, that really is the whole point of getting this going, right?
Yep.
And I had this there's cats on my trail that I used to feed on a regular basis. And I stopped doing it because someone else started doing it and I didn't want to overly feed them. And of
Mm,
course, like if somebody else is doing it, then like that's I mean, I love that. And I check every now and then I
yeah.
go down the trail to make sure they're still being fed and they are, but I was doing it for a very long time. And one of my favorite things, equal feels, we'll take it. I love that.
Oh,
Yes, and Ayana's AC is out. It is
feels
out.
so good.
You're doing great with your golden healer. Okay, so next bet. I can talk. It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. I slept.
Looks like
Um,
we have a lot of cat lovers here.
I'm honestly, I get it. It strikes a chord with me
Oh,
too. I
just
know. Where
left.
are your babies? Where are your
Well, Mimi was
babies?
up there, but I don't know. She disappeared. Maybe she's in a different dimension.
Oh, the comparison is just so that you guys can give us your opinion. We know that
It's
all
just
feel
for
good.
fun.
It's just for fun, yeah. We like to set up. We're both Capricorns, like in
Yeah.
like my Capricorn moon. She's got 7 places of Capricorn, so we do have like a little competitive spirit too. So like, there's like
I
I
mean,
would love to be able to walk away and be like I
for fun.
cleared Feel Good Friday, but like it's just for fun. Don't worry about it. Like I said, you're not gonna hurt our feelings. You feed the crows, Derek. I love that. I do that too.
That is
So
awesome.
I
Yeah.
like to put cat food, dry cat food in both my pockets when I go to the store on my scooter, and then drop the cat food on the sidewalk as I'm driving, and then the crows follow me the whole way, and I caw at them very loudly. I know that my neighbors think I'm super fucking weird, and I do not care because it's my house the crows are gathered at. Okay.
I kind of love when people think I'm really strange.
It's kind of perfect. Okay.
Like I go to coffee shops and I see crows in the tree and I just start cawing at them
Yeah, me
and
too.
everybody looks at me and I
Ah!
just smile.
It's the best. Okay, so I want to give you guys a little week ahead. So we're going to start doing Feel Good Fridays, right? And every Friday, we're going to come back and I'm going to recap the astrology from the week prior. And then at the end, I'm going to give you guys the week ahead astrology. And Ayana's going to talk a little bit about what she thinks about this upcoming Cancer moon, which I know she
Mhm.
has feelings on. And so I want you guys, and then when we come back next Friday, we'll go over last week's astrology and move into next week's. And so this is a good way for you guys to stay on track. Hi, Faye. Okay, so next week's astrology begins under a balsamic moon. And it is asking us for release, forgiveness, to forgive, complete things and to clear emotional space. Then we have the Cancer new moon on July 14th, day after my birthday. And we are asking that is like a new emotional foundation centered on home, family, belonging, and scarcity. And there's more to it. I'm not getting into it because Ayana has something she's going to say about it, but there is more to the moon, and I'm writing an article about it. I'll tell you more about it in a little bit. The week finishes under a waxing crescent moon, reminding us that intentions become reality through the first small actions that we choose to take. So, plant the seed on the 14th, and then the actions you take, therefore, will help that seed come to fruition. All right. Mercury retrograde in Cancer continues reviewing emotional history, but it's going to shift back into a sovereign zone because it's going backwards, remember? So it's going to go from a breaking zone we're in right now to a sovereign zone. This is all my LSDS, so it's my own little thing that I do. And that causes the reflections to turn into wisdom. So everything you've been reflecting on in the past week, this week is going to be stuff that you're going to start after the 14th, you're going to start applying, which is great. That's going to start
Mm.
helping things out. Venus continues to settling into Virgo, asking us to dominate or demonstrate love through practical care, consistency, and service. That's how a Virgo loves you: practical care, consistency, and service. And then Mars moves into Venus decan of Gemini, shifting communication away from reaction and towards relationship building. So we've got opportunities July 11th and the 13th to release what no longer belongs, the 14th to plant new intention with a new moon around home, life, family, and emotional security. The 15th to the 17th, begin taking practical action. Don't wait for clarity. Build momentum through small, meaningful choices. And don't beat yourself up if you take a step back. That's okay. One step back, two steps forward. And then let your routines become the first expression of your new moon intentions, focusing on consistency rather than speed.
Mm,
What do you know
that's
about this
perfect.
moon?
So, my perspective about this moon is really a focus on like the thinning of the veil and access to our ancestors right now, which is why I shared an article earlier this week about my ancestors on my dad's side, um, and a 400-year-old curse that I'm breaking with
Mm-hmm.
me. It's ending with
Mm-hmm.
me. So, if you are curious about that, go check it out. And with the article, there's also a ritual for doing it. Um, and then I also have an article coming out, or no, it did come out this morning. That's about this Cancer moon. So and how to work with those energies specifically around, speaking to your ancestors in a safe way. Because we don't necessarily want all of our ancestors, right? coming coming to our table. For many of us, we have ancestors we'd rather not ever interact with, and you are allowed to say no, and only bring forth who you would like to have come into your space. So remember that. But it's a wonderful time to reconnect to your roots, because we all have magic that is connected to a location and to a people.
Mm-hmm.
And especially right now, I would say it's even more so important that we are doing so,
Absolutely.
that we
Absolutely.
are finding our real ancestral identities. We are anchoring to them. We are healing the curses. We are healing the traumas. We are owning the stuff, and we are transmuting and composting and embracing the stuff that is beneficial moving forward. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful time for all of that energetic work, specifically around your ancestors, because of where the moon is right now, or moving into where it's moving into, for this new moon in Cancer. So yeah, that's kind of all I had to say about it.
I
As
agree.
far as
I agree. I agree. And here's the thing, like you and I both live our lives by the moon. We've completely aligned ourselves with the moon. Oftentimes we start our periods within 24 hours of each other, and usually it's
Mhm.
within 24 hours of a full moon or a new moon. I mean,
Yeah.
we're out here bleeding with intention. And I right? And I feel like what I love
That
about our
should be a
friendship,
shirt.
bleeding with intention. Free bleeding with intention should be the
Yes.
shirt, is what it should be. I believe that it's something that's so beautiful about our friendship is that we have such varied perspectives on things. But when
Mhm.
it comes to the moon, we're very aligned. I'm very aligned
Yeah.
on that. I agree. I mean, this one's a little bit special for me because my birthday's the day before, and last year, because I was born on a Capricorn full moon and in a Cancer sun. And so last year I got a Cancer sun Capricorn full moon on my birthday,
Mhm.
which was so magical. This year I'm getting a I'm getting a Cancer sun Cancer moon. And that is very powerful. It's very potent magic for someone who is willing to reach in and use it. And I'm using this in this time, this energy to connect with my grandmother Mary, and I'm getting to know her better. I believe that she was undiagnosed autistic and had OCD. And I believe what I'm trying to do is deal with the racist generational trauma. We're dealing with that because she came from a time when she was definitely taught to be something that I don't agree with, and she said a lot of things I didn't agree with. But she's also loved me dearly, and so I'm dealing with the dichotomy of hating the things she said about other people and still loving her deeply as my grandmother, and I'm working through that ancestral trauma. And as Ayana said, it's not your responsibility to do that if you don't want to. You don't have
Mhm.
to. I've done a lot of ancestral work, and I am now stepping into something that's a little bit more advanced as far as I'm concerned, and doing shadow work about racism in the family line.
Mhm.
And that can
Mhm.
be very heavy. It can be very hard and very difficult. So I'm really grateful for this moon to kind of help me release this energy. But I wanted to talk real quick. You and I had talked about this. Um, last week I believe anybody who's a spiritualist or somebody who is intuitive abilities or in touch with their intuitive abilities may have received what I mean, for lack of a better term, upgrades or downloads, because I don't know if you guys have experienced this. I know I've experienced this as an empath, as an intuitive person who does have the ability to we all do, by the way.
Mhm.
I'm just very practiced. I'm not special. We can all do what I do. Um I have been able to communicate with ancestral spirits a lot more clearly lately. And
Mhm.
it's been through smell, the scent. I can smell what they're showing me, dreams, and then also just feelings of having them around. And Ayana and I have experienced something where I told her what my new perfume smelled like, and then she physically smelled it the next instant. She
Yeah, it was
physically
literally
smelled it.
instantaneous. I was like,
What I could
"What was
smell
that
what you just
smell?"
said. Yeah, and I believe it's our connection was
Yeah.
is stronger now because of something that happened. I'll call it CERN being shut off. Sure, maybe.
Mm,
Maybe it's the astrology, maybe it's collective consciousness that's happening.
mhm.
Whatever it is, I know I feel a little bit more in tune and a little bit more close to my empathic abilities. And I just want to know, does anybody else feel that? Did you guys feel that last week? Because I did. I did. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tired, super tired and downloading. That's what I did. All right.
Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, how I've been feeling too. The
Mhm,
super tired part especially.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
But
For
also
sure.
the downloading. I mean, for anyone who's not aware of this, if you have ringing in one of your ears, it's often somebody trying to send you a message. It doesn't always mean it's a good thing.
Yes.
So what Gray was doing earlier, where she was like, I, received this message if it's in my highest and best, is a great way to approach it because sometimes you have somebody trying to, come in, tune in, who is not trying to help you.
No.
And then other times it is somebody who's awesome, who's trying to give you some little
Yes.
tidbits. Um, so pay attention to that when it
Mhm,
happens,
mhm.
and experiment with it a little bit.
Yeah, I know
One of
oftentimes
you will probably
if
happen.
I have a lot of ringing in my ears and I'll say, "Hey, I accept this download if it is in my greatest and highest good."
Mm,
Usually within, like, 24 hours, I'll wake up and feel like I have a little bit more information. I'll have an interesting dream, or my intuitive feelings will, like, update, things like that. So, like,
mm,
and you taught me that. Ayana taught me that. She was like, "Hey, make sure that you don't just accept that download you just got. Make sure you say highest and greatest good." I was like, "Bitch, that's a good
mhm,
idea.
mhm.
I might have been doing this wrong for a while."
Yeah. Well, and some people will hear like say, "Oh, well, I know it's this type of message if it's in my left ear or my right ear." So for some people, it might be more specific like that. For others, it might not at all. Like you might just have it in whichever ear, right?
Mhm.
But usually you'll get a feeling around it. Like I would say, if you immediately feel like a singing feeling in the pit of your stomach, and you start feeling anxious, your heart starts like getting elevated, your heart rate. I would say that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah,
But you will have to discern that in your own body because we all have different bodies. But
absolutely.
for me, that's usually a sign that it's not something I want to allow in. But if I feel really at peace when it's happening, then yeah, usually it's a positive thing. It's a good message from somebody who cares, who wants to help, or my higher self, because we give
Yeah.
ourselves messages too.
Yeah, and I actually only accept messages from my higher self. So, like,
Hmm.
I've got that boundary. So, usually and I mean, this is probably gonna offend some people, and I can get into it, and I hate to be offensive when I say this, but when you pray to a higher power, like, when you're praying to, like for instance, I work very closely with the goddess named Hecate. Um I'm gonna say something controversial. You are God. You are the highest being in your universe. You are the closest connection to source that you can have. And however you decide that you want to communicate with source is awesome. And I want you to be careful, but I want you to do what feels right for you. But in my opinion, when you choose a deity or you believe a deity's chosen you, I truly believe it is your highest self come in that form to speak to you. So, like in my mind, Hecate, the goddess Hecate, is one with my highest form. If I can do whatever the highest version of myself says, I will be at the level of the goddess Hecate, if that makes sense, because I am God. I am the creator of my reality. And
Yeah.
so,
And so is
and
everybody else.
and so it's you are God. You are your God,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
we
We're
are all
all
one. We are all one.
equal.
We're all
Yeah.
equal. We're all
We're
one.
just different layers, different levels of being aware, right?
Yes, different layers of
Of
being aware and
remembering.
of remembering
Yep.
exactly. And
And we
so
have
I
different roles here. So we may be able to carry different levels of frequency on this planet than other people, which is also why like we see a lot of this split politically. You know, you will talk to somebody and it seems like they just shut down because they
yeah,
just cannot hold the frequency of what you're saying at all. It just like
it's
literally it's just like a program shutting down. like
yeah. I always tell my
like
mom
your computer's just dying.
it's like you're
Yeah.
looking at somebody, it's like you're reaching out to somebody to touch them to help them have the message, but you're hitting a wall of glass. They're in a
Yeah.
different
They just
energetic
cannot
frequency.
carry
They
that
can't,
frequency.
and they have to be
Yep.
ready to accept it. You can't make someone
Mhm.
accept the
Mhm.
frequency that you're at. So I just feel like when we realize that we are right. It's yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
Margaret. We are
It's
the leader.
yeah. Well, and it's not that like you're better than them or anything like
No.
that. Think of it like you are a taller person and you can reach a higher shelf. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean that you're better than somebody else. You just have more access because of the frequency that you carry. So it's
exactly.
also a huge responsibility and it's something
I was gonna say
be
that. I was gonna say
aware
that.
of and helping others who cannot reach those higher shelves as they are willing, as they are interested.
Yeah, don't pull the ladder up, right? So, like, when you get to that place,
Exactly.
don't pull the ladder up. You could I don't care how many times your hand hits the glass, you're gonna continue to try and pull people up, and
Yep.
that's the
Yep.
point. When you get up to this level of ascension, this for lack of a better term, when somebody starts to call themselves an ascended master, it's like they're telling you they are better than
Hmm.
you. They have more
Yep.
ability than you. I don't believe that that's the truth. I believe
Yep.
everything that I do and everything that Ayana does is doable by all human beings. You just have to be open to training your body, understanding your body, and being intuitive with your body. There's nothing that we do that you can't do, and we are not better than you in any
No.
way. And when
No. We're
people
just
tell
at a
you that, when
different
they
point of
say
remembering.
exactly, and when people
Yep.
tell you that, when they say, "I'm the only way for you," ooh, that's the last way you want to
No.
go. Yeah.
No, that's the biggest ick. So I would say, you know, if any deity wants to work with you, it should always be in a co-creative way. So it should
Yes.
never be a siphoning or
No.
a one-way thing where you are giving, giving, giving,
You should
or
feel
that they are
full
giving, giving,
afterward.
giving. It should
Yeah.
be co-creative where you
Yep.
are expanding as a being and they are also benefiting, you know, in a beautiful handship agreement, right? Not
Mhm.
like I live in your body and I get to use you or anything like that.
No.
So,
Mm-mm.
and I would say any relationship you approach to should always be that way, where
Yes.
it's a co-creative endeavor. And if it's not, then it's probably a good idea to pull back from it and say, okay,
Yeah.
why am I giving this story to myself right now? Because
Mm.
like what lesson am I trying to teach myself? It's probably boundaries. But
Yeah.
most
So
likely
true.
boundaries. But yeah, it should always be co-creative. It should be an equal exchange of energy. And it's a beautiful example too for like our substacks too. You know, we share and give so much on here and people give back to us in the ways that they're able to.
Yes.
Some people are able to support by paying for a subscription, which is wonderful because it allows us to pay
So helpful.
bills and
Yeah.
keep publishing here and show up. And other people are able to show up in other ways, like comments and restocks and sharing with the community, you know, their lives and their stories. Like all of those things matter, and they're all really important. And so that's a different way to be co-creative with us. But
Mm.
we are not this community. I mean, it's not just you and I, it's all of us together. So thank you to everyone who's helped make this a
Yeah.
possibility for us because like you are the reason why. So we are
Yeah,
incredibly grateful for you guys.
you guys are literally like when I met Ayana, we're gonna get out of here in a minute. We're a little over, but when I met Ayana, we were both like just starting on TikTok and I'm
Yeah.
growing. I had a little bit more followers than her. But for the most part, we are growing together, and it's been such a wonderful journey because I've never met I've never had another female friend. Well, I did one other female friend, Rachel, love you, baby. Um, who didn't make me feel like I was in competition. I never feel like I'm in a competition with you. I never feel like that. And I know when we first started becoming friends, I would celebrate your wins and it would like shock you. You would be like,
Hmm.
she's really celebrating me. Like, are you sure you're not like 'cause at one point her fan base surpassed mine on Substack or on both, honestly. She's growing so fast. I mean, rightfully so. She's amazing. And I think when we first started kind of connecting around this, there was a little bit of apprehension in celebrating your wins because I was struggling with growth. And
Hmm.
I loved that I'm able to celebrate your wins without feeling like we're in competition because we're not in competition. And like, that's the way it
Yeah,
should
because
be.
it's not a pie, and we're
It's
very different
not.
people.
No, there's enough
Very
bread.
different people, and what we share
Exactly.
is very different stuff.
Yes. And I
But
just feel like being in competition with women in
yeah.
a time like right now is just so counterproductive to coming together and taking
Hmm.
care of each other. And it's definitely not matriarchal. And that's how I want to live, right? I want to
Hmm.
live in a
Hmm.
circle that takes care of everybody. So I just want you guys
No,
to
no pathogens, no leeches.
no pathogens, no leeches. And I want you guys to
Yeah,
remember,
we're not
think about
parasites.
this.
Yeah.
If you guys have people in your life that are making you feel like you're in competition with them, whether you're making yourself feel that way or they're making you feel that way, um, and it's not a healthy competition like us just deciding who had the best feel good story, you know what I mean? I think maybe put some boundaries. I think now is a good time
Hmm.
to put some boundaries down. And I brought it up. I don't know why I brought it up, but I think somebody in this chat needed to hear it. So,
Yeah.
all right. Next week we'll be back again on Friday doing feel good. So keep your
Yeah.
eyes open for that one. What do you got going on next week, real quick? Tell us.
So I have an article coming out that's about like women essentially being seen as a disease in society.
Love it. Go off,
So
queen.
I think that's going to be a really exciting one. And then I'm trying to remember. Well, I have my weekly tarot that I always share on
You
Mondays.
crows,
So
baby.
if you
Oh,
like
we didn't do a
weekly
tarot
tarot,
pull. We didn't
we
do our tarot
didn't.
pull. You want to do it?
I don't have a deck with me.
Okay,
Do
I'll
you
do
want
it.
to?
I'm gonna pull a card. I'm gonna pull a card. Okay,
Okay,
hold on.
pull a
One.
card because I
I'm
think
gonna
we're
pull.
running really.
I know. I'm really sorry. I'm pulling a single card and then I'm leaving. We're leaving.
But some real quick, I'll say it as you're getting your cards. Some real
Okay.
quick things to think about as you are going into this new moon energy. Things you could do would be create some moon water because you can create moon water any day of the month. You don't have to wait for a full moon or a new moon. But you can do that. You can do journaling. What are you actually being nourished by right now is a great journal prompt. Small home cleansing, as you were talking about, tidying up some space in your house, lighting a candle, opening a window. I really like tidying something and then lighting a candle as like a seal to the practice. Um,
Yes.
Comfort food rituals, maybe make something delicious with people you love and share
Hmm.
it. Um, expect to be more sensitive and allow that to just be the way that is and embrace that energy because maybe you need a little more softness.
I do. The Hermit. Okay, so what do we know about the
Feed crows
Hermit?
and people, yes.
Yes, feed crows and people and cats. The
Yes, and
Hermit
cats.
talks about solitude. It talks about introspection, privacy, patience, therapy, and counseling. What did I say we should do next week? Plant a seed and then be introspective
Hmm.
about the seed and then work on
Hmm.
those things. And we pulled the Hermit, the
Yep.
perfect card for next
That's the
week.
perfect card. Yeah.
It really is. Like, I literally have goosebumpies from it. Like, I love it. It's a Mercury card. I mean, it's
Hmm.
like I honestly like, I wish you could I don't know if you can see, but I love tarot so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Hermit card is the card of the week. When this is over, this podcast is over, Ayana and I will both be posting, I haven't told her this yet, and she doesn't have to if she doesn't want to, a recap of what we talked about today. And we'll make sure we put links to the articles that we talked about, and I'll make sure that we put a little description of the card of the week in there as well. So
Awesome.
I
Love you,
talked a lot this time. I'm so
bestie.
sorry. I love you too,
No, we both
bestie.
talked. We both talked. I mean, we both enjoy this so much and being here together. So that's what makes it the
Oh,
best.
okay. That's a good idea.
The witching
Margaret,
hour.
real quick. She wants us to pull next week's theme with a card pull, real quick. Let's try it.
Okay.
Let's see what happens,
Okay.
and then we'll go. Okay. Hold on. Ready? Margaret, you're so brilliant. Eight of Pentacles is what shows up.
Okay.
And that is
Okay.
about what? Working on yourself, working on
Yep.
building. That was a really good idea, Margaret. So
Okay,
it
we have our
is
theme. Thank you, Margaret.
mastery,
See, this is
skill
why we have
development.
community.
Yeah, it's still diligence, passion, and standards. Eight of
Yeah,
Pentacles is what we're talking about next week. So sounds good.
awesome.
All right.
And
I love you.
don't forget, Gray has a subathon that she's doing on her birthday, right before the new moon. So that's on Monday,
Yeah, the 13th.
the 13th, and she's going to be live like all day. So
I'll
go
be
check her
tired.
out. She's going to
Yeah.
have lots of friends joining her to come and support and help get her to 1,000 subs.
Yeah,
1,000 paid
we're
subs.
at
I know that
560 right
sounds
now.
crazy, but like it's actually not that much money, but it is enough that it will pay bills and
Yes.
it will make it possible for her to have less strain, I suppose, every
Yes.
single month,
Yes.
which makes her be able to show up so much more here.
Absolutely.
So definitely go check it out, subscribe to her, become a paid subscriber if you can. I'm also offering 50% off all annual subscriptions through Sunday.
That's
So
crazy.
do not miss out on that. It is a little crazy, but I want to open up the circle to whoever may be feeling the pull to join right now. So please definitely go check it out. And then my book Lunasaw is available
Yes.
and is linked in my profile. So that celebration is actually the very very beginning of August. So if you're not aware of it, we can chat more in our next live about it.
Yeah,
Because I know we're running way over and you
it's
need to
okay.
see our other one. But we love you guys. Thank you
I
for
love you.
showing
Thank
up
you so
for the
much.
witching hour. We need to create a good sign off. We will work on that.
We'll figure it out. But also, magic
We
is
will.
science and science is magic, and you can't tell me otherwise because I don't believe you.
Yes. And be grounded and connected and loved right now. We are here for you guys. We will
Yes.
always be here for you guys.
Yes.
So reach out if you need anything. But
Yes.
signing off now.
Okay, bye.
Bye.